praise on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We bear witness that none has the right to be worshipped or unconditionally obeyed except for Him. We bear witness that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the last messenger. We ask Allah to send His blessings on him, the prophets before him, his family, and everyone who died in the state of Iman. Ameen. Brothers and sisters, today's topic is what lessons can we learn from the early life of Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam. Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam, some things that you should know about him is that he was known to be a very handsome individual. Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam was granted this by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's one of the many blessings that was given to him. Another thing that we should know is that his lineage was a lineage of very pious people. His father was a prophet, his grandfather was a prophet, and his great-grandfather was a friend of a very pious man. Brothers and sisters, Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam's life was a life of many ups and downs. It's one of the most beautiful stories to ever be told. Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam was born with many brothers, and as being the son of the Prophet, expectations were being put on him. He grew up in a big family, and ever since a young age, his father had shown great love towards him and showed great appreciation towards Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam. And one day during his sleep, he had a dream that all of us should probably know about, and that is that he saw the stars and the moon bowing down to him. After seeing this dream, he went to his father the next morning and asked him, "Oh my father, I have seen a dream that has confused me." So his father had asked him, "What have you seen, O my son?" And he had retailed his dream, saying, "I have saw the stars and the moon bowing down towards me." Now, being a prophet, his father, he had already known the meaning of this. He had already known the meaning of such a dream, that he was going to be a powerful man in his future, that there would be people, that he would be a king, that he would be somewhat of high power. So, but at this time, he knew that Yousuf was still very young. He knew that at this time, he could not handle such a responsibility. So what he told Yousuf instead is that this dream has great meaning, but beware of those that will be jealous towards you. And this is actually the first lesson that we can learn, is that the relationship between Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam and his father is such a relationship that immediately when he had that dream, he didn't think, "I'm going to go to one of my brothers." He didn't think, "I'm going to go to a scholar." He thought that, "I'm going to go to my father because my father has the knowledge, because my father and I had that connection." And nowadays, we're always thinking, "Oh, when my kids become a teenager, when I become a teenager, I want to move out, I want to leave my parents, I want to go be on my own." My brothers and sisters, our parents, our mother, our father, these are the people who have been taking care of us before we could even think. These are the people who took care of us when we couldn't ourselves do anything. These are the people that we should have the best relationship with in this life, and inshallah this will benefit us in the hereafter. And because they had such a great relationship, he went to him immediately. It was his first thought. And inshallah we will all be able to have that relationship with our parents and always better that relationship with our parents. Now, even after Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam was given this piece of information, he thought to himself, "What does my father mean? What does he mean by beware of those who would be jealous?" And so he asked him, "What do you mean, father?" And he said, "Do not relay this dream to anyone, not even your own brothers." So Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam, again, he thought "Oh, they're my brothers. They're the people I grew up with in this own household. We used to share bed. We used to eat the same food at the same table. Why can't I tell them this?" But again, he was told by his father, so he thought, maybe I should, heed this warning. So the next day, he went to his brothers and he saw them outside. They were just standing. And he thought that, this dream was such a heavy thing on me. My father is taking it so heavily. I should tell them. It feels like it's a responsibility on me. So he went and told them about his dream and what his father had said. And just like his father had said, this made his brothers jealous. It made them envious in their hearts, thinking, "Oh, Yousuf alayhi salam, our father already, shows more love to him than he does to us. And now he's given this great dream that tells us that he's going to be powerful or he's going to have higher status than us. How is that fair? How is that fair towards us? We're also sons of the Prophet. How come we aren't given such blessings?" And this is actually the second lesson that we can learn, is that, actually 2 lessons we can take from here, is that first of all, jealousy is such a harmful thing in our lives, and it ruins relationships with our loved ones and our families and even people that we've known for years. So brothers and sisters, we always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep jealousy out of our hearts. And whenever you see something that's good, or if someone tells you about something that happens nice, then you should say, MashaAllah, and you should say, Insha'Allah, that something good will happen to you too, and always make dua towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second lesson that we can learn is that these brothers, they thought, oh, our father doesn't love us as much as Yousuf alayhi salam. Brothers and sisters, they were the same children of the same person. If you ever look towards your siblings and think that this person has it better than me, this person is getting more love than I was, then that is completely false, because when you were a baby, let's say you're an older sibling, you saw your baby brother or your baby sister getting care from your parents, always, taking care of them, teaching them how to walk, teaching them how to talk, all of this, and you might think, oh, they're getting more attention. But again, you were given that same attention by those same people, if not even more, because you were the child before them. You were maybe the oldest child, the child that they were most scared of. Because, of course, once you get into adulthood, once you get into parenthood, that is the scariest thing for any adult, any person in this world. So whenever we think that, oh no, my parents are treating this person better than me, they're treating them like they're getting more, always remember that you were given that same treatment. You were always given so much love and care by them that it's like, honestly, we can't even comprehend how much our parents sacrificed for us. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all our parents Jannah al-Firdaus and Now, after his brothers had realized this, they thought, oh, Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam, he has it better than us. What can we do? So the brothers started talking amongst themselves, and they said, we have to get rid of Yousuf alayhi salam. That will give the love that our father is giving towards him, towards us. And then they said, but how can we get rid of him? We can't kill him. That's unethical. That's immoral. And they said, you're right. We can't just kill him like that. We need to get rid of him. So then one brother suggested, let's take him to a well and then throw him in there. He said he won't die, and maybe some travelers will come pick him up and take him as a slave. So the brothers all agreed on this, and they decided to do it. And that is the third thing, that is the fifth lesson that we can actually learn from this story, is that the people, his brothers, they let Shaitan come into their hearts so easily. And because of this, they were willing to throw their own brother, their own blood brother, into a well and get rid of him, just because they felt that they weren't getting as much love. Brothers and sisters, this is honestly one of the most beautiful things about this story, because we realize just how little power Shaitan has, but how much influence he has. And what this means is we're actually told by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that Shaitan has no power over us. All he does is whisper into your ear. It's all just words. It's all just saying. He doesn't physically make you do actions. He doesn't physically take you towards haram. What he does is he whispers into your ear, and he doesn't start by telling you, go drink alcohol, go gamble. He starts with small things. He starts by saying, oh, if you lie here, it's a small white lie. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to harm any relationships. Just go ahead. Just go do it. And then, of course, you agree with him. You start thinking, oh, it's a small white lie. It's not going to affect anyone. Then that small white lie turns into a string of lies. Those string of lies turns into disobeying your parents. That disobeying your parents turns into haram acts. Those haram acts lead to you passing away as an immoral person, as a person that people saw as a bad man, and as a person who never followed the path of Islam. May Allah protect us from the whispers of Shaitan. Ameen. And again, the jealousy of his brothers, I want to bring back this point because, again, they thought it was because of their fathers, like the fact that their father didn't love them as much. But once you actually take a step back and look at it from the parent side, of course, I'm not a parent myself, inshallah maybe one day, but as a parent, you're always trying to show as much love to your kids and as much love to them as possible, because you, of course, brought them into this world. Your wife had birthed them, you raised them, you brought the money to the table, you brought the food to the table, and they become a human being that you get to raise, that you get to mold from your own past experiences. And this once you have multiple children, you're always trying to divide your attention between your children, your wife, your job, everything. And this might lead to you maybe neglecting a child more than you should, or maybe you're not realizing it by yourself. But again, brothers and sisters, as parents, I always encourage, of course, again, I'm not a parent, but I'm speaking from what I've seen. We should always try and show that our children that we always love them, that we always care for them, and always remind them that you are my son, you are my daughter, and no matter what happens, I will always love you. I will always try to strive to bring you to the straight path and always bring you towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And again, of course, I'm speaking from the children's perspective now. Whenever we see our parents do something, whenever our parents advise us on something, we're not always going to understand it to the best of our abilities. We're not always going to see it from the angle that they're seeing it from. But our parents, of course, they always want the best for us. You've never seen a parent that's only wanted the worst for their child. Of course, our parents are the only people in this world that want us to succeed more than they have in their lives. You are not going to find any other person in this dunya that wants you to succeed more than they have. Any other person, your co-workers, your best friends, they always want to succeed more than you. They see you succeed, and they're thinking in their hearts, oh, they got to this level, I must go higher than them. But your parents, when they see you succeed, they think, oh, they have brought to that level, I should bring them higher. I should bring them higher in this level. I should make sure that they get a better job. I should make sure that they're always keeping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in mind. I should always make sure that they're following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Brothers and sisters, one of the biggest lessons we can take from Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam is that our parents are people in this dunya that we should always care for, and no matter what, we should always understand what they're saying. Like I said before, we're not always going to understand the extent of their knowledge. For example, if your parents advise you on something, let's say maybe you got into a bad habit and they're trying to take you towards it, but you feel at that time, no, this is a good habit, this is something that I can keep with. Brothers and sisters, your parents have way more experience than you've ever had, brothers and sisters. Your parents have lived their lives. Now their entire life is dedicated to helping you. Inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may grant us the ability to always help our parents, always listen to our parents. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always grant us to follow the story of Prophet Yousuf alayhi salam and learn from it. Inshallah, next week I hope to talk about the next part of his story and how his entire story is just a beautiful, it's so beautiful, and how much it shows that we should have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.